Thomas the Tank Engine is a beloved children's classic that most know from the 1970s TV show Thomas and Friends. My name is GiBi and welcome to The Absurds, where we're going to be talking about Thomas's meme status, and specifically the YouTube subgenre of Thomas the Tank Engine content, which I call TTubers. Thomas has enjoyed a meme status mostly for being a surreal and strange concept that most of us just accepted in our youths. Thomas and his friends are living trains with terrifying gray blobby faces on them, and we, as a culture, just kind of grew up with them on PBS, or whatever station they aired on in your country. So we can all just collectively say, hey, wasn't that kind of odd? But Thomas and Friends is not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about the mostly online community of Thomas fans who, well into their adulthood, used Thomas as a medium to tell their own stories. There's an entire community here on YouTube of ThomasTubers who create stop motion, or I guess it's not really stop motion, but close to stop motion videos using the toys from Thomas and Friends. These range from telling their own original stories in the style of the show, to recreating full episodes, to telling their own off-the-rails stories using these characters, sometimes with an adult audience in mind. Fan fiction is nothing new, of course, but usually it's difficult to create a high-production video on YouTube that looks like the real thing. But since Thomas was made with real models back in the 70s, these storytellers today can make videos that look just as good, if not better, as the real thing. TTubers combined fanfiction with stop motion, and together with the surrealness that is the very concept of Thomas the Tank Engine, they create something that has to be seen to be believed. To start with, let's take a look at some of my favorite thumbnails, courtesy of Diesel D199. Wooden Piece, Trucker Treat, The Great Bridge Jump, A Brony on the Line, Slender Engine, The 8 Trucks. There are to date 183 videos on this one channel alone, and the Slender Man video has over 500,000 views. That one's actually great. It's a very funny video. Percy, the green train, has to go on a spooky forest train track. The video was shot partially in first person to recreate the feel of the video game Slender Man. It even includes a flashlight that creates limited visibility, and Percy eventually comes across Slender Engine, and he drives away screaming. It's all very, very well made.
Ah! Oh my god, there he is again! Oh, get away from me!
The Brony episode is actually 3D rendered. It's about a big train, I forget his name, I think he's Gordon. He's driving and then he sees a pony on the tracks. Twilight Sparkle, and he decides to speed up and run her over, and he kills the pony. Just to show off the great lengths that these guys go to make their own sets, here are some shots from Percy Engine 619. This is some like Warhammer level detail. These indoor sets got bushes and grass and all that stuff. Like, this probably takes up an entire room of a house or a basement just so they can have their sets for Thomas videos. I love this bit from Put Upon Percy where they have to use a butter knife to shove Percy back into his spot. It's like really cute. Like, this wouldn't be funny if the guys didn't take it so seriously. It wouldn't be interesting if the community wasn't 100% serious about what they're making. This video is taken from Sidekick Jason, and it really shows how it's just one guy putting the whole thing together. It's like that episode of SpongeBob where they're making their own Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy movie, and the scene where they're trying to show the truck driving from one location to another is just clearly SpongeBob playing with a toy truck. One of my favorite videos in the genre is probably Thomas Space Oddity. I can't play the audio because it's copyrighted, but it's a music video of Thomas set to Space Oddity. When I originally made this video, not to break the illusion, but this is a remake of an old video, Space Oddity only had 3,000 views, and its creator, whose name is Turtles and Thomas, had less than 10,000 subscribers. Now his channel doesn't exist anymore. The Thomas community is legit, guys. It even has its own lore about this guy who deleted this channel. There's multiple drama videos about what happened to him. One of the most popular kinds of Thomas videos are the slow motion crashes. Almost all of the channels have playlists dedicated exclusively to these slow motion crashes, or just crashes in general, and they get a lot of views. The footage you're seeing now is from Enterprising Engine 93. His most popular crash video has over 45 million views. Sometimes the crashes are accidental derailments when they're filming, but sometimes it's purposeful destruction of trains filmed in slow motion. They're obviously very fun to watch, and if I could get paid to make Daredevil Thomas the Tank Engine tracks all day, I would. I would love that. There's a channel that was called Toy Trains of David, and they have many videos that were demolition videos of trains crashing. They literally set up trains on a track, and then they move and wait for the patterns to overlap so they knock into each other, and whichever the last one standing is, wins. I would actually love to watch a live stream of just this happening forever. It's just interesting to have on in the background, like, ooh, which of the trains is going to be the last one standing? That could be something that you wager on. You could make money. Forget horse racing. I want Thomas the Tank Engine demolition videos. Enterprising Engine 93 is also probably the highest production channel of the bunch that I found. Some of his episodes are upwards of 30 minutes long. He shoots outside and he makes these enormous detailed sets with these Lego people spread around everywhere. There's a lot of moving pieces and he uses special effects in his videos, and I can see why a little kid would watch these as if they were real episodes of Thomas and Friends. I also have to talk about the Robot Chicken Thomas sketch. If Robot Chicken is just a bunch of guys playing with toys and they're on television and they get critical acclaim, then who's to say there's anything wrong with the TTubers? On an unrelated note, my younger brother has a permanent scar under his eye because me and our older brother, when we were kids, were throwing Thomas the Tank Engine tracks at each other like ninja stars, and we hit him in the face when he was a baby. If I could get paid to live out my childhood fantasy, abusing these toys for destruction, I would. And that's really what these guys are doing. These Thomas tubers are doing what they love, and it's probably mostly kids watching them because the algorithm just redirects kids to kids content, but a lot of these videos are actual artistic expression, with Thomas being used as a medium. These people have the artistic desire to create, and they're able to make money from it, and that's really cool. I support anyone who does this kind of niche hobby. This series, The Absurds, is not about finding horrible people and laughing at them. It's about finding people who most of us didn't know exist, shining a light on them for a moment, to highlight them, to give them their moment in the spotlight, to be appreciated, and then laughing, because it's absurd. But I love it all anyway. Thank you for watching. I'm going to leave links to these guys' channels in the description. This video was made with the support of my backers on Patreon. A link to my Patreon is in the description below, and I also have channel memberships available. I would never ask that anybody who doesn't have disposable income donate to my channel, or any YouTuber really. If you're under 18, if you have student loans, there's no reason for you to give money to people who make videos on YouTube. But I would very much like to shout out those people who do allow these videos to get made. Klaus, Eliza, Halmar, Lauren, Morgan, Nan, Rhiannon, Rosebud, Scott, Sophie, Thomgata, Am Hidden, Haley, Jinx, Jose, Just That Spark, Rolo, Shadowmaster, Tanner McCoolman, and Genie. Thank you for watching. Be sure to be nice to each other in the comments. Consider supporting the creators you admire, and never lose sight of the things that are important to you.